Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you another episode of my new Comics Haul series. This week we're on episode 52. I just went down to my comic shop and picked up all of this week's books that I was going to be getting. I'll show you guys every single one I got in this video and tell you a little bit about every single issue. So let's pull this week's haul out of the bag. I got 11 issues in total. I already had a big week last week, so this is just adding to that. After this it'll calm down a little bit, but pretty big week and a lot to look forward to for me this week. Here's the stack, but now that we've got all of these comics all the way out of the bag, let's get the bag out of the way. Okay, now that that is all over with, let's get right into it. We always started off with the most anticipated issue of the week, and this one that I'm about to show you, I think for anyone who's read this series, who's reading it right now, it's going to be their most anticipated no matter what. We've got Saga issue number 55. I can't wait to read this one. Over the last month, I've been working through the Saga compendium. I've got it right here. I managed to finish it just in time for this new issue of Saga to come out, and I really liked it. Super great read. It's actually been a really long time since they've come out with an issue of Saga, though. I think it's been over 3 years in total, so for anyone who read this series in single issues, it's been a really long wait for you guys, but this is supposed to be the halfway point of the series. Now we're starting a new journey for all of the characters involved. The main character is on the cover here. Her name is Hazel. She's kind of the centerpiece of everything, but the story has mainly been focusing on Alana and Marco. They're from like these two different warring factions. They had a child together, so they're highly wanted. That's basically the most that I can say about it without going into too much detail. There's like mercenaries involved, all of these adventures they've had. This is $3 for a double-sized issue, so that's 40 pages of comic. From any other publisher, that would cost $6. Also, make sure to look out for a review of this one from me. I'm going to be putting that out later today. I'll try to quickly make one, non-spoiler, so keep your eyes peeled for that if you want to know what I thought of the issue. That's Saga number 55. I can't wait to read this one in single issues and see how the story progresses. Let's continue on with Image Comics today. I got 2 other issues from them. The first one that I've got here is Stray Dogs, Dog Days number 2. This is the finale to this tiny little 2-issue miniseries that they're doing that's basically been an anthology. At least the first issue was, and we're getting backstories for all of these different dogs. The idea behind Stray Dogs as a whole is that there's this murderer who murders these dogs' owners, and then they're like sort of his trophies. He brings the dogs in to all live with him, but this little miniseries is just the stories of all the dogs and how they got to be with that killer in the first place. Kind of these like traumatizing situations they've gone through, but dogs' memories aren't so good, so they don't really remember what's going on. In the Stray Dogs original series, they have to piece everything together. It's kind of like a murder mystery. I've also heard that this one, though, focuses on the present day a little bit more at the end, and I'd like to see that. I want to know where all of these dogs are after the events of Stray Dogs. I'm still really glad that we got this extra extension of it, this little 2-issue miniseries, and I have high hopes for this issue. That's Stray Dogs, Dog Days number 2. And the final issue that I ended up picking up from Image Comics this week was Gunslinger Spawn number 4. Image is really coming out with some great issues this week for really good prices with good quality. Of course, all of the Spawn's universe titles right now, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, The Scorch, and regular Spawn, they're all charging $3 with cardstock covers and the regular 20 pages of actual comic. As for Gunslinger Spawn itself, though, as one of the Spawn's universe titles, it's really risen to the top for me over these last couple issues of the series. I didn't like it too much at first, but the artwork really grew on me by Brett Booth. It's really detailed, kind of like a 90s style, almost like McFarlane would draw Spawn back when he was drawing it in the original years, and it's just following this character, Gunslinger. He's a man out of time. He's been displaced. He's originally from the 1800s. Now he's in the present day fighting a bunch of Spawn villains, including Violator, who's on the cover here. If you guys are still grabbing Gunslinger, let me know what you're thinking of it down in the comment section below, but that's Gunslinger Spawn number 4. Moving on this week, I actually picked up 1 issue from DC, so we'll go over that now. Pretty unusual for me to go over the Marvel issues last, but it happened to be that my pick of the week was an Image comic, but we've got Peacemaker Disturbing the Peace number 1. This is an oversized $6 DC Black Label comic. It's good quality though, you've got a spine and everything, and this was kind of a last second pickup for me. I decided to get it yesterday and was lucky enough to find it on the shelves. It wasn't on my pull list, and that's because I've been really liking the Peacemaker show on HBO Max. It's kind of a comedy spinning out of the Suicide Squad movie that they did recently, focusing on this character Peacemaker, played by John Cena. I've really liked it. it's been really funny. I've heard that this issue, though, just a one-shot telling kind of the origins of Peacemaker, is a lot more grim, a lot more dark, which I can appreciate. The creators on here are Garth Ennis writing and Gary Brown doing the art. I know he's never been that big a character. He now is because of the show, but before that he was totally like a B-level villain that nobody even knew about. Really excited to read this and find out what the deal is with Peacemaker in the comics universe. That's Peacemaker Disturbing the Peace #1. Alright, now moving on to Marvel Comics, finally. The first issue that I've got from them today is an event comic. We've got a Marvel event, Devil's Reign, issue number 3. So I know a lot of people haven't been enjoying this too much. It's got a lot of different tropes that have been repeated before. It's something that's happening again and again at Marvel because I guess they're running out of original ideas or something. It's basically a lot like Civil War, except it's contained only within New York City. In this event, it's basically just that Wilson Fisk, who's now the mayor, he has been for a few years, he's banned all superhero activity. If somebody's caught superheroing in a costume, stopping crime, then they're immediately arrested by these agents that have been set up. You can see them on the cover there. So this is affecting all of the street-level heroes of New York City. Of course, Daredevil and Elektra, who's also Daredevil right now, are at the center of it all because it's kind of their event. Written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Marco Cacchetto, who were also the creative team on Daredevil, which led into this. Maybe skip the tie-ins. I would recommend the Superior 4 one, though. That was really good. We'll see how this continues to be, though. This is the halfway point, and everything will happen from here. That's Devil's Reign number 3. Next up this week from Marvel Comics, I've got another event comic. This is the wrap-up to this 5-issue miniseries. We've got The Death of Doctor Strange number 5, and look at that amazing cover by Care Andrews. I'm easily giving this issue my award for the best cover art of the week. It's some sort of painted style, but all of those colors with the magic coming out of, I guess, the old version of Doctor Strange's hand. I really haven't liked this series too much, to be completely honest. I've liked it okay. Some issues have been better than others. I really liked the first one, but then of course Doctor Strange got murdered. We got who actually killed him revealed in the last issue. It was kind of disappointing as a character I knew nothing about. It's kind of disappointing also because we know what this is leading into. We already got the reveal a couple months ago that the brand new Sorcerer Supreme is going to be Clea, Strange's ex-wife. She's also a magic user, and so far I'm not really planning on getting that series because I haven't been the biggest fan of this one. It has been pretty decent though. I'd recommend getting this in the trade paperback form if you're gonna. It's not really worth picking up the single issues. We'll see how it ends though. That's still a really good cover. The Death of Doctor Strange number 5. Next up this week from Marvel Comics, I've got another really big release. They've got a lot of really exciting books coming out this week. The next one here is Black Panther number 3, but legacy numbering, it's number 200. So of course, even though this is the 3rd issue of a random story arc of a new Black Panther series, they're still charging $6 for it and giving us 2, I guess, 10-page backup stories. I have heard the backup stories are important though. One is written and drawn by Juni Ba, who is doing that Monkey Meat anthology series for Image right now. There's also some sort of other new character being introduced that's going to be an integral part of Wakanda and Black Panther in the future. At least they say. We'll see about that. This is really funny though, because I remember seeing the original solicitations for this issue. They were charging $4 for it. It was just going to be a regular issue of Black Panther, and then some guy at Marvel realized that it was number 200, so now they're charging $6 for it. They quickly whipped up a couple little backup stories for it. We see Black Panther investigating the murder of one of these secret agents that he's deployed around the world, this top secret mission where if anything goes wrong, he can flip the switch on those agents and they'll, go into Wakandan mode. That's Black Panther issue number 3, legacy numbering number 200. Alright, also from Marvel Comics this week, another big release. We've got Thor number 21. Another one of these classic covers where the logo is actually affected by whatever's going on in the cover, and we see Thor absolutely beaten down. This issue is also selling high on eBay, so if you see some extra copies, you might as well grab them. But sell right now, I would say. This character, the God of Hammers, is not going to be popular for that long. I honestly highly doubt that the God of Hammers is even going to stick around past this current story arc called the God of Hammers. It's only going to be 5 issues, and after that, Thor will probably get back to the Black Winter, the actual main threat behind the whole series. And I almost forgot, I want to give this issue my award for the best creative team of the week, because this is the main creative team on Thor. Nick Klein, amazing artwork. Donny Cates is always a top-notch writer. Although I haven't been liking his stuff too much recently, this God of Hammers story arc has really picked it up for Thor again, and it's back to the big bombastic action. That's Thor number 21. Let's move over to the Spider-Man side of the Marvel Universe. I've got a couple of Amazing Spider-Man type issues this week. The first one here is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 87. This is Beyond Chapter 13. Captain America is on the cover here with Black Cat saying, "You want to wear this again? prove it. So what I've heard of this issue, what I've looked inside, what I've seen, is that this is kind of like Captain America and Black Cat providing some sort of physical therapy to Peter Parker. He's been hospitalized for all of Amazing Spider-Man Beyond, and he's slowly recovering. Of course, we know that he'll be fine by the time the new Amazing Spider-Man series relaunches in April with the new issue number 1. I really like Beyond so far. I'm really hoping the new Amazing Spider-Man creative team can pull it off once their run rolls around, but for now, that's the Amazing Spider-Man number 87. We also got this extra kind of one-shot release this week that's part of Beyond by Marvel. This is Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond issue number 1. So from a note that they put in like a recent issue of ASM, I heard that this was actually originally supposed to be like one of those Point Beyond issues, kind of like a Point 1, but they decided it was too important, so they had to give Mary Jane and Black Cat their own title. This issue is also pretty significant because it's a reunion of the original Black Cat ongoing series creative team, Jed MacKay writing with CF Villa on art. They recently wrapped up their run with the Infinity Score story arc, so this is naturally just a one-shot way for Jed MacKay to revisit the Black Cat character, as well as an Amazing Spider-Man. And we'll see how these two characters end up teaming up. It'll probably have something to do with Peter Parker's recovery, but that's Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond issue number 1. Alright, we're down to the final issue of the haul. Thanks for sticking around for this probably longer than usual video, anyone who's made it this far. But this final issue that I picked up from Marvel Comics was Avengers Forever number 2. So issue number 1 of this series I thought was okay. It was kind of a weird start to an ongoing series though. Like I wouldn't have thought that it was very good for new readers, which they're probably aiming for with the new Avengers ongoing, right? This is basically just the multiverse version of the Avengers though, with Robbie Reyes at the center of it all. He's on the cover there being enveloped by, I guess that's the Red Skull. I'm forgetting what the name is, but it's basically this alternate version of Red Skull where he also has the Venom symbiote. And it's kind of weird because this is marketed as the multiversal Avengers, like this multiversal team of Avengers assembling. We didn't have a team by the end of the first issue. It almost seems like this is just Robbie Reyes' ongoing series. We had like one character introduced, which was what if Tony Stark was Ant-Man. That was about it. We've just been on this one world where it's really post-apocalyptic. I don't know if they're planning to make this ongoing or if it's going to end soon, just a mini-series. They're probably just going to decide that depending on the sales, but that's Avengers Forever number 2. I'm still excited to see where the series goes. Alright then, that was every single one of the brand new issues that I picked up this week. A really big week, 11 issues in total. I'm looking forward to so many issues from Marvel, even that Peacemaker issue from DC, but most of all, easily, Saga number 55. Which issues are you guys looking forward to? Which ones did you pick up this week? Which one is your favorite if you already read them? Let me know all that down in the comments section below. So if you're new here, if you got some good enjoyment from the video, or if you got some good information from it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's that big red button sitting right below the video. You can also hit that notifications bell to be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye, guys.